Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode in my Football Manager series. This is episode number 60, and today we're returning with two massive games with our Canaries as we face Lyon in the second leg of our Europa League quarter-final, and then Spurs in the FA Cup semi-final as well. Before we get to the games though, shall I know what you've been getting on off camera? And of course, in the last episode, you saw us progress to the Europa League quarter-finals with our goalless draw against Sevilla that sent us through on away goals, and then the 1-0 victory against the Saints in the FA Cup quarter-final. 4 games off camera, and as you can see, 3 wins and 1 draw, as we began with a 3-0 victory away at Oakwell against Barnsley, who are still stuck on 11 points right now. Ryan Brewster scored our first 18 minutes in. Jonathan Sanabria scored to make it 2-0 9 minutes later. I love Sanabria, man. And later on, James Maddison scored a nice goal to make it 3-0 as we got a big victory there. And the bad news in that game is that Matty Longstaff went down in the first half, got a serious injury, and he is still out today and is probably going to miss both of our games as well. Great player Longstaff, but sadly down and out right now. But following that, a win away at Goodison Park against Everton. Abbey heading in a Bamba corner 5 minutes in. I've lost count of how many goals Bamba set up this season from set pieces. I just love it. So we held on to a win there despite Ryan Brewster missing a penalty in stoppage time. And following that, we won the first leg of our Europa League quarter-final against Lyon by 3-1. We actually fell behind in the game as Lyon grabbed themselves an away goal from a corner. But as you'll see by the stats on the left-hand side whilst you're watching the highlights too, we should have won this game and killed this tie off heading into the second leg. We had so many chances. The fact we only scored 3 goals was disappointing, really. Bamba, though, he's so good. He's so good. Scored a lovely goal to make it 1-1 from a set piece. Then Ida made it 2-1. And then in the later stage of the game, Karamogo Dembele scored a bizarre goal. One of those goals where you just think, you know, I do try and defend the match engine on Football Manager sometimes, but yeah, it was pretty hard to defend that moment there. But regardless, it was a goal and we scored it. So 3-1 the final score, which means we're in the driving seat heading back to France tonight. And our final game of Carrow was a slip up at home to in-form Aston Villa this season, 1-1 Carrow Road. Ryan Bruce heading in a Bamba corner. And then Tom Davis, formerly of Everton, scored one of the goals of the series, man. I mean, it was just ridiculous. He headed away across, and he just volleyed it from like 25 yards first time, falling out of the sky. Really weird technique, but an amazing goal as Villa claimed a point there to stop us from getting the win. So right now in the Premier League, as you can see, there's just 6 games to go. We are still in 4th, but it's very tight indeed. Now, it's going to be a 3-horse race for Champions League football. Bournemouth and Newcastle and Aston Villa, they're on 50 and 49 points respectively. We've got a game in hand on all 3 of them. I don't think they're going to catch us now as we're 10 points clear and have a better goal difference record than those 3 as well. But Crystal Palace, they're the dark horses. They're the outsiders right now, 5 points behind. But us and Chelsea separated by just the 2 points. Look at how close the goal difference is right now as well. The only good thing for us is we have the game in hand. If we win that, we'll go 5 points clear. So we're still the favourites to qualify, but after what's happened in this save, we've bottled so many things in late season situations. I wouldn't be surprised if we do it again. And I don't think there's anything else to show you in the run-off camera, so let's just dive right into the first of the 2 games today then. Again, heading to France for the second leg. You can see the other fixtures here. Of course, if we do make it through tonight, we'll be facing either Valencia or Juventus, who hold a slender 1-goal advantage heading in to their second leg. And, you know, I feel confident. I feel very confident after the first leg, but again, this tie should be done. We had so many chances in the first leg. The fact we didn't win the game convincingly, I mean, we did win 3-1, but, you know, 4-5-1, I mean, was disappointing. Right now in the injury report, well, Jokic is suspended for the game, but also Longstaff is the only absentee. Again, he had the injury against Barnsley, hasn't featured since then. I doubt he will be back for the game against Spurs on the weekend. I mean, we probably won't see him until the Crystal Palace away day at Selhurst Park. But either way, injured now. Everyone else is fit though, and this will be our team. We're going back to the 4-1-4-1 Gegenpress as we use this system in Europe, and this is our team. Zangrandi is in goal. It's about for Teles, Vasia, Godfrey and Aaron with Provenzano, Mount and Madison through the middle. Curtis Jones on the left-hand side. I know some of you guys were wondering why I was playing a deep line playmaker in some of my games. That's because in the games where he was playing there, we were taking our position we should be beating with ease, so I didn't really mind playing him out of position. Dembele's on the right, and Ida is up top after those 2 scored in the first leg. And on the bench, Frines, Pavlovic, Madu, Rose, Bamba, Firmino, and Brewster as well. So first game, it's Lyon away. I hope I don't need Hermann, so I can rest him for the FA Cup semi. Come on, you Canaries. So first highlight coming early as Lyon have a chance as Tonye is 1-on-1 and he's drilled it in. My goodness gracious me. I mean, this tie should be over, and if Lyon score another, we're going out. Fuck me. I mean, seriously, we literally dominated at Carrow Road. The fact we conceded that away goal so early and only got 3 when it should have been 4 or 5 is disappointing. It was a fantastic effort, drilled past Zangrandi with so much power, but already we're down. And there's a highlight directly afterwards as well. Lyon are going for us. Surely not. Castro down the right who set up the first. And now the right back Ricardo Pereira takes over, crosses, and Zangrandi has to bail us out. Wake up, Norwich, you ain't got started yet. Lads, wake up. I mean, what on earth is going on here? This tie should be bloody over. 11 minutes in, and it's all Lyon. Dyer to Ricardo Pereira. With Tellez to beat, and Alex Tellez. If there's one man you can rely on, it's him. He has been an amazing pickup on a freebie this year as Ida chips over the top. It's Curtis Jones in one of his final games for the club. Oh, straight to the goalkeeper. This is what happens when Bamba's not playing. It's like when LeBron was in his second stint with the Cavs. Every game where he got a rest, the Cavs would always lose. This is us with Bamba. We give Bamba a rest and we just fall apart. Tellez over the top. Jones down the left. Beats Ricardo Pereira. Oh yes, Benitez can't keep it out and that settles a lot of nerves. We've cancelled out their away goal of one of our own. It's 1-1. Needed an away goal tonight just to settle the nerves. Get one of our own and now we have Curtis Jones nutmegs Ricardo Pereira, gets away. And I think the goalkeeper probably should have saved it, but we don't mind. He's on his way to Germany next season to Bayer Leverkusen. I don't think we'll miss him that much, but he has had some decent moments in these 12, 13 months. If we get a second away goal, that'll kill the contest off completely because that'll mean Lyon need to score 4 more goals. So, yeah, 1 more goal and that'll do it as Provenzano hits it long. It'll drop to Max Aarons inside the area. He's been amongst the goals this season, taken down Dembele. Aarons Ida, there it is. It's over. It's over. Once again, just like a week ago, we have a shaky start and concede early, but the boys have done it. We're heading through. Adam Ida, 10th goal of the season. I believe 5 have come in the Europa League. He's not very prolific in the Premier League, but in the Cup and Europe particularly, he does really well. So 2-1, and again, due to the away goal ruling now, Lyon need to score 4 goals on the night. I can't see that happening. Across the middle, Aaron's only half clears as the chance remains alive here for the host. Alvarez has some space to cross, and it's deflected into the path of that man, Tonye, again. And it's 2-2. They're not giving up, are they? They're not giving up. Another goal, and they need 3 more. So I think we should be okay. But seriously, man, again, this tie should be over. But Lyon, they just don't know when to give up. I like it, though. I like it. They don't stop. They keep going out there, no matter what the situation, no matter the odds. And to be fair as well, you think about the tie they had in the round of 16 against Hertha Berlin. I won't make my changes just yet, but I'll take off some starters soon. You think about the tie against Hertha Berlin, they scored 5 goals here at France. And won the tie 7-5 over 2 legs. They've got goals in them, no doubt about it. My goodness gracious me. Lads, off the woodwork. And Lyon still keep the chance alive. It's a free kick actually for offside. Lads, seriously. Tie should be over, man. Seriously, tie should be over. Karamoko Dembele finds Curtis Jones, nods down, gets it back and shoots and scores and makes it 3-2. Right, now it should be over. Well, in the last episode, we only saw 1 goal in 2 games. Tonight we've seen 5. And we've not even finished the first game yet. Curtis Jones bags his brace. It's a brilliant strike. And it's 3-2. I want to take off some of my starters now. So Provenzano's coming off. And Max is coming off as well. As Curtis Jones hits the top of the crossbar there off camera. And puts that shot over the bar. And behind for a goal kick. This is ridiculous, man. Like I've said about 5 times. The tie should be over by now. But these teams just want to keep on scoring. Basia sends it long. And Curtis Jones, who's going for a hat-trick tonight, finds Mason Mount, and now as Will Rose off the bench takes over and plays it back towards Basia, I can see him getting it. I really can. He's feeling it. He stepped in field again. Oh! Docs, that's why you don't play him as deep lying playmaker. What a goal! There's me playing him as deep as he possibly could be playing in the midfield, and all he's wanted to do is play as an inside forward. Because tonight he's bagged a hat-trick and 2 sensational goals. He's got every right to celebrate that. That is a glorious goal. So 4-2 the final score, and we win the tie very comfortably in the end. You might notice here that I moved Ida back to centre-back in the final 10 minutes. That was just so I could get Godfrey off the pitch for a bit of rest time for the game against Spurs on the weekend. And Ida, funnily enough, does have CB as an unconvincing position. But either way, I'm very pleased with the result and your performance. 4-2 the final score. Give Leon some credit though. So many times over the course of this tie, they should have been well beaten. Instead, kept themselves in it. And in the semi-finals, we'll be taking on Valencia. They've beaten Juventus on penalties, and we've got the Spaniards in the semis of the Europa League. Wow. When's that? That is just after Sheffield United and before West Brom. I think in the next episode what we're going to do is play both of those games there, and we'll play the West Brom game kind of off camera, but I'll show you the highlights for it before the second game. So yeah, Valencia, first leg being at home, second leg at Mestalla. Where are Valencia in La Liga right now? They're in 4th, going for a Champions League spot. Wow, both teams then in very similar positions right now. They should be able to cling on to it with 5 games to go, 10 points clear of Sevilla, and having a better goal difference record too. But yeah, both teams in very, very similar situations, clinging on to 4th place and going for the Champions League, but also into the semis too. They've got a decent team. Who's that lad? But I think that's going to be a very tough tie, that one. That could go either way. I'm not sure who's favourite. That could go either way. Spurs versus Marseille in the other semi-final tie, by the way. And while Spurs have been out of form this season, it is worth considering they haven't lost a single game in the calendar year. They had such a poor first half of the year, but since then, they've been lights out. They've won their last 6 games in all competitions. We've now got them next in the FA Cup semi-final. I'm very pessimistic. Very pessimistic. And that's a shame as well. Curtis Jones is going to miss the first leg of the Europa League semi-final due to suspension. Typical that. Scores a hat-trick, finally does something good, and now he's out for the first leg of the semi. And Alex Tellez has just gone down with a twisted ankle. That is such a shame. We've got so many games coming thick and fast in the next couple of weeks, and now we're going to miss one of the players who this season has been so impressive after coming in on a free transfer. That's a big blow. We've got depth at left back. We've got Madu. We've got Warburton as well. But either way, that's a real shame. And just before the semi-final, I'm going to process through today's fixtures in the Premier League on camera with you guys, because Chelsea are away at the Hawthorns right now, and if they win that game, which I expect them to do, they're going to overtake us and go into 4th place in the Premier League. So let's process through together, and fingers crossed the Baggies, who are fighting for survival, can channel some support and win the game, but instead Haaland and Dominguez score the goals there, so we can see Chelsea are heading into 4th. So, we've got the game in hand. We're only 1 point behind, but as I said before, you've seen it. You've seen it throughout the course of the save. We have had some real tanks in the save towards the end of the season, and I'm just worried we're going to do it again. We've got 2 games in hand, actually. We should be able to get back in there and stay in there, but based on how this series has gone, I wouldn't be surprised if once again we bottle something towards the end of the campaign. And oh my word, Can we just clap MK Dons for a second? The League One side took Liverpool to extra time at Wembley in the FA Cup semi-final. Well, the Reds are through, as we expected, but fair play to MK Dons, man. Not just for getting there, but for almost reaching the final. Oh, man. Imagine if MK Dons reached the final and then we got there as well. I mean, surely, I just talked about us bottling things. Surely we'd win our first trophy if that was the case. But yeah, Liverpool through to the final. They'll take on either us or Spurs. And whilst, we've been pretty decent lately, Spurs' form in 2026 has just been absolutely impeccable. Haven't lost a single game in the calendar year thus far. I highly doubt this will be their first defeat of the year. So yeah, here we go then. It is time for the second and final game of this episode. It's the second FA Cup semi-final in 3 years. We've never reached the FA Cup final in the save before. Is this the year? I don't think so. But come on, Norwich City, we can do this. Head into the game, back to the 4-4-2 or 4-1-2-1-2, if you will. Tiki-taka style of play. And of course, a new report, Longstaff and now Tellez down for the game. And this will be our lineup. Free as our cup goalkeeper is back in. It's back for Sanabria, Pavlovic, Godfrey and Arrows with Provenzano, O'Connor and Mount through the middle. Bamba is back in, fully fit and raring to go. And up top, Abbey and Brewster. On the bench, Zangrandi, Vasia, Madu, Madison, Jones, Dembele and Ida as well. Second and final game, it's Spurs at Wembley. Come on, you Canaries, let's reach that FA Cup final. So weird how Spurs just had an absolute tank at the start of the season, because they've got a really, really good team. And it is worth pointing out, in my saves in Football Manager, For those of you that have been around for a while, you'll know this. As I always say, it is so hard to break the traditional top six up. You know, Spurs, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool and the Manchester clubs as well. It is so hard when you're not one of those teams to break the top six up. But the one team that always seems to fall out first is Tottenham Hotspur. Traditionally speaking, it's always them that fall out of the top six first, and then one or two teams might follow, but it's normally them that drop off first. But either way, they've got a fantastic team, and I'm so surprised at how poor they were in the first half of the season. But in the second half, again, lights out, unbeaten. We have made the brightest start to the game thus far, but take that with a pinch of salt, because with Spurs' team and only the one noteworthy highlight so far, I do expect them to get the opening goal, and they would have done so had Farina's not made an incredible one-on-one save on Dele Alli. Now, you might have noticed there's a wanted sign next to his name, and the club that wants him, Manchester United. Yes, they want to take him to Old Trafford, but I want to keep him here as my backup. I love Zangrandi, we know he's the future, but Farina's, he's been here since season 1, he's vice-captain, and he comes up big in so many games. I'm going to say to the boys here calmly in the dressing room, we've been a better team here, just keep doing what you've been doing and we'll be fine, because again, we have had the better stats so far, but only the one chance, but the best one's fallen to Spurs. Second half begins, and after some individual criticism, we do have a fitter side, it seems, and as Bamba floats in a corner, yo, he's just so bloody good. How many goals has he set up from set pieces, man? He's a set piece king. Captain Godfrey heads us in front. Do you know one player that Hermann Bamba reminds me of? Dimitri Payet. Old school subs will get that reference. But yeah, Dimitri Payet. He reminds me so much of the Frenchman. And, you know, I'm a Millwall fan, for those that don't know. But I've said before, Payet in recent years have been one of my favourite players to watch in the Premier League, even though he was a West Ham boy. Because he was just so fun to watch. He had so much flair, so much creativity, and he just seemed to play off emotion, do the things you just couldn't even imagine in your mind, and he'd just do it out of nowhere. He just reminds me so much of Payet, Bamba, and that's why I want to keep him. He's such a fun player to watch, and he comes up big so often too. Oh, poor pass by Carlos Brewster, beats his man, this could be 2. And he's put it wide the post. Still 1-0. We've been a far better team today. Far better team. Half an hour to go. Still leading by 1. Corner. It's that man again. It's Brewster and it's 2. Yes! Oh, and he's just got his 100th goal for Norwich City as well. The player formerly known as Big Game has scored in a big game his 100th goal for the club. That's lovely to see. First player in the save that scored 100 for us. It's Ryan Brewster. He's not getting a nickname back just yet. Oh my God, Bamba, will you stop it? Will you stop it, mate? He's too good. I got hoes calling. I know you've been waiting for that. But yeah, 2-0. And it seems like we are heading through to our first ever FA Cup final. But I might well have spoken a little bit too soon, because Tolisso whips in a cross and Anthony gets his 13th of the year and makes it 2-1. 21 minutes to go. We've been the far better team today. But you know our Achilles heel, defending set pieces and defending crosses. Spurs back in it, deficit halved. Sanabria on a knock, Pavlovic nervous. Everyone else seems fine at the moment though. I'm going to take off Abby for Ida to burn a bit of clock here. 10 minutes to go, almost there. Almost there, but there is a throw for Spurs, which Hector Bellerin takes, receives it back. Oh, it's missed everyone, and Godfrey just about hooked it away in the nick of time. And now a break as Rian finds Ida down left-hand side. It's Adam, he's going to need some help here. 4 white shirts in support, and he's just done something absolutely ridiculous. But you know what? We got the ball back, it's okay. O'Connor, back to Godfrey. Keep it calm, lads. Just don't surrender possession here, please. Just, that's fine. Okay, well, that'll do. The ball's clear for now. But oh my God, I can see Spurs coming back from 2 goals down to force extra time. No, come on, we're almost there. It'll be our first FA Cup final. O'Connor's just lunged in on Hector Bellerin, 2-footed, and he's off. Well, it stopped the flow of the attack, so took one for the team, but now we're down to 10 men. I do not want to take off Hermann Bamba, obviously. But I'm going to take Ryan Brewster off now. I don't want to take him off either, really, but I can't take either because he's just come on. So I'll take off Ryan Brewster, and no, it's not what I wanted to do. I'm going to take off Ryan Brewster and play 5 at the back now, 5-3-1. Ida is a pressing forward in the final few moments, and bring on Thomas Basile for more protection at the back. Almost there, almost there. I never like to time waste, but I think I will now just a little bit. as we are going to try and see out the game with 5 additional minutes of stoppage time, I've just noticed. Basir on for protection, and Norwich City with 10 men are going to hold on and make it through to their first ever FA Cup final. And Spurs, their first defeat in the calendar year, comes at the hands of the Canaries. Brilliant stuff. 2 on the final score, and it's our second domestic cup final of the season. Hadn't been to a single one in 7 seasons. Now we've been to 2 in the same year. Congratulations, lads. You've all dreamt playing in the final, and now you're going to be doing it. I'm delighted for you all. But Hermann bloody Bamba, convinced out there. This guy, man, he is just... I'll tell you this right now. If we don't make Champions League next season... Standard Brew is fine. If we don't make Champions League football next season, Hermann Bamba is gone. The fact that there has been no interest in this guy is absolutely damning. What a season he's had. 6 goals, 7 assists and 4 man of the matches, averaging a 7.42 in 26 Premier League games. He's come alive in the Cup and Europe on multiple occasions as well. He's got amazing stats. He's described as a world-class midfielder. He is a world-class player. You guys made the right choice signing him out of the list. I fucking love him, man. I fucking love him. And so that will end today's episode of the Football Manager series, guys. I really hope you have enjoyed it. I certainly have. And if you have, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. And in the very next episode, you know what we're coming back with. I said it earlier. We're going to do the Europa League semi-final, both legs on camera against Valencia. And what I'll do is I'll play that West Brom game sort of off camera during the episode and just show you the highlights of it at home to the baggies. So yeah, we'll come back in the next episode with the Europa League semi-final as Norwich City aim to reach their 3rd cup final of the season. Have a great day, guys. Much love to you all, and I'll see you for the next episode very soon.